can find them. An automatic, that's a very, very hard brake pedal to find. It's on the 40th anniversary Mustang. They have the aftermarket pedals. I like these a whole lot better than, I had some Steeda ones I paid a lot of money for. Went to a junkyard, found a wrecked Mustang with these pedals in them and swapped them right out, and they look better and they actually grip on my feet now. And I swapped out the original double din for this newer style single din so I can put a new modern radio in it. I have GPS now. It is so much nicer than what it used to be. The only warning I give you is if you want to switch over to this, there is a bracket behind here that you have to cut out, and you will never be able to go back to the double din design ever again. But I don't regret it at all. Everything is tight. Everything is in here and bolted in well. This whole assembly is aftermarket, and the only thing I would say, as well, is if you go to a junkyard and you find these vents and they're good, get them, because they're not making these anymore and they're hard to find and they always break. And the passenger side, even though nobody or hardly ever, is in the car, those break all the time. I went to these style white face gauges. Like I said, I took out all the painted plastic pieces. I had all this stuff was this color. The only reason why I didn't change this one is these buttons for the fog lights are very hard to find, and it just wasn't worth the money for that little piece of blue. I still have I'll eventually take this off. I went through a carbon fiber phase, and that's just the last bit of carbon fiber that's around that vent. I had all of these blue, and going back to the original black is just, to me, it looks so much better than all the painted interior pieces. So, keep it the way it is. I have a cheap steering wheel cover because the steering wheel, it still looks brand new underneath. Look, my interior still looks great. It's got the original carpet. I have some better floor mats. I'm really pleased with the car. It's been garage kept for the majority of its life. And yeah, I know my voltage is kind of low. I need to put it back on the trickle charger, but I put one of these in and I hooked it up to an ignition switch so it would cut on and off. You can tell it cuts off, so I can tell what the voltage is, because these are truly idiot lights. The battery, the oil gauge, it just triggers a high and low. That's why you want to get actual true gauges. It's the same thing with the temperature gauge. It just, whenever you get up to temperature, it has a low temperature, a medium, and a high, and that's all it is. It doesn't show you true readings of temperature, voltage, or pressure. So that would be one thing if you're going to upgrade, is to put real gauges in it. I still have my nitrous gauge in it. I've got a wideband that when and if I ever go supercharged, I'll put a wideband in the car. And something else from my nitrous days, I put holes in the car. All the wiring is gone. If you have wires that you're not using in these cars that have been from previous owners or previous projects, like my purge valve, my arming, well, that was one of the arming switches. I had an arming switch right here that looked like one of those airplane ones, and I had the heater right here. All of my nitrous controls right here. But I removed all that because nitrous got so expensive. It wasn't even worth nitrous anymore, because whenever you crack it open, you're losing about a half a pound for a race that may not even happen. So I just got tired of the refilling and how much it costs for nitrous bottles. After a while, it's kind of, even though you get the performance of a supercharger, it's kind of, diminishing returns if you put, bottle after bottle after bottle. I don't even know how much nitrous is now, but at one point you couldn't even get it, and it was expensive. A fuel pressure gauge can diagnose a whole lot of issues. If your fuel pump's going bad, if your fuel rail sensor's going bad, if your fuel pump driver, you can read your fuel pressure and see what it's doing. And if it's going all over the place, or you have lack of fuel pressure, you can got a heads-up display of your fuel pressure the whole time. Thank you for those who have joined and subscribed to the Swamp Fox family. If you can give me a thumbs up, comment in the description, I'd really appreciate it. Please look for the links in the description. Become a Patreon member if you want to support the channel.